This is Chris Hansen.
Chad doing Rip City Radio here.
It's your favorite basketball player, Tyler Hansbrough.
This is Jamie Hudson.
This is TJ Houshmandzadeh.
And I'm going to let y'all know something.
Duke sucks and Duke will always suck.
You're listening to
It Just Makes Sense.
It Just Makes Sense.
You're listening to It Just Makes Sense.
With Braxton, Miguel, and Peter.
If you're looking for expert sports takes, look elsewhere.
We're back despite our better judgment. And yours, too.
Don't let Peter's negative view of the world influence you that everyone's just fucking shit.
There's no athletes on the field. They got all fat guys.
Not me, boys. It's season 6, and I'm in my cynical era. Welcome to It Just Makes Sense.
That's been 4 seasons, dude. Also, a bunch of fat pigs starting the new season again with food.
Yeah, that's true. I've been trying to figure
least we're
out how
consistent.
to. I've been trying to figure out how I'm gonna cut to start this episode.
Is there something different?
What would be different?
Tablecloth.
We've got a tablecloth.
The couch feels bigger.
No, it's about
Feels the same?
Yeah, I mean, I have all the pillows behind me, so you don't have
You're
anything
not
to guard
restricted
you.
by the...
Yeah, you get no pillow.
And
Yeah.
for right now, the cords aren't in the way.
Yeah,
So
I have
Peter did
eliminated
a lot of
the
cleanup.
cords, so we're cleaner, we're tighter.
Give it 20 episodes.
It is a little silly having 4 pillows.
And listen,
stacked
you
onto
guys
it.
get a chance.
Honestly,
to
I
have
don't.
that.
I don't need it. I
Yeah.
think it's more of a I have to find a way to use it. And
Oh, no,
if it keeps you up, it's
I
Do
don't
you want
probably
You want me to
I
get you a
don't
little
want
stuffed
'em.
animal? You want
No,
a little
thank you.
stuffy?
It just looks a little silly.
when things get a little heated during football conversations, you just need a little. You just need a little
Ammunition.
cuddle buddy.
That's what that's gonna be. It's like I'm gonna get a chance to rock 'em, sock 'em, bop 'em. So, well, with all the off season in the world, what does DoorDash want here? Okay, so now he's headed our way. Congratulations. With all the off season in the world, we have so much that we can talk about, and I don't even want to talk about what you guys did this summer. I just want to shit on Kawhi Leonard to start out real quick. Can we do that? The news of the day.
I kept seeing that today, but I purposely did not read it, knowing that it's going to be brought up tonight. I don't know what it is.
Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second. How was your guys' summer? Amazing. No one got married. No one's bought or sold a house. No one had huge milestone. I had my 10th wedding anniversary. Go me.
Congratulations.
It's actually a legitimate question because it's not like we saw each other a lot
Oh my
this
God.
summer,
We
with
saw
the
each other
exception of last weekend.
0% we saw each other.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely, this is definitely an episode 1 that I've looked forward to more so than others. I look forward to all of them, but I was very excited for this.
the boys are back.
Yes, because, usually during the summer we spend a lot of time together, and that just didn't happen. COVID fucked us.
Yeah,
Fucked me.
That's true. Yeah, you guys.
COVID 25, huh?
The 2 or 3 weeks in a row that we were all supposed to get together, you guys were just
Out.
absent.
Yeah.
I thought COVID was non-existent anymore.
No. New strain, bro.
Unfortunately. What do you call this strain?
Even with the time that you guys missed,
Sour diesel.
we didn't really get together a lot.
Well, you had Naoko's baby shower. You had the fantasy draft and boys'
Oh,
night.
boy. The fantasy draft, once again, found its way to possibly derail all of our friendships. Well, at least yours and Jordan's, but,
I didn't feel like it was going to derail our friendship. I knew.
The standards are so low already that interaction was just par for the course.
Oh, very much. Yes.
Yeah, it was what else should I expect
Yeah.
here? So
That's honestly, I think in the back of my head, I just knew it was going to get there anyways. So I
Yeah.
said, fuck it, let's get there now.
let's ride.
You knew it was
Let's
going to get
rumble.
there because you were already in a sour mood.
Oh, yeah.
You were
I
pissed, yeah.
I knew that I had no tolerance.
Yeah, it was just let's not try to be the bigger person here.
No, I had no time for that.
Let's rumble.
That's like having the discussion without him, and people were like, why don't we up the buy-in, or why don't we change the percentages of what the winner gets? So as soon as we got to the clubhouse, I'm like, I'll FaceTime him. And as people are getting the food ready and getting the place ready, and I FaceTime them, like, hey, there's a little conversation happening here about changing the percentage that the first gets more, and his sour ass was like, yeah, if you guys want to pay me more. It's like, you piece of shit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the thing is that you listen to his dumbass when he was just like, oh, should we change the time or whatever, and he says no.
I don't think that makes me the dumbass.
No, well,
that doesn't make me the dumbass.
I apologize. I should not be name calling this early into the season.
No, name call, but name call the right one.
And then you quick. The commissioner was a little bit too quick on it. So,
yeah. Again, I'm not gonna apologize for not seeing the joke and a no.
It's hard over text
I think
message.
we've let the gaslighting go on too long.
Mm-hmm. So,
but honestly, at the end of the day, it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And we all made it.
We did. I finally got a negative, or at least not the best grade in fantasy, so I'm hopeful that I will actually make this year's playoffs. So
this was the worst grade I've ever gotten, which is kind of concerning, but whatever.
Well, Miguel started doing a run on quarterbacks, starting, I believe, with Jalen Hurts. Obviously, Gat had round 2 there with Josh Allen. But I froze up and chose Brock Purdy as my QB1 this year, so we'll see how that goes.
Also pretty funny to freeze up during that draft when we had a minute and a half per pick.
There were no joke. There were 2 times that I missed my pick in an auto draft because I was overthinking it.
That's understandable if you had 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only reason I was using all my time on because I had back-to-backs is because I know who I want with the first one, and I just use that time to look. Okay, because sometimes when you have the back-to-back, you have to reach a little bit, you know?
Sure.
So, anyways, it's fun. I'm so excited that football's back. Fantasy season is going to be so fun. If we had to put early bets, the baby bump, Naoko's taking it this year.
Really?
She has been on the verge for many, many years. Shared a championship with in the Purse for DeMar year. I think the baby bump.
My counterpoint on that, though,
is
that in my first year with the child was my worst year. I mean, I haven't had good years, and I'm talking about back-to-back, second to last place finishes here. But
I don't know.
It hit for me.
Right,
I don't know.
True. At 500, okay.
I'm not finding any signs.
Championship's a championship.
I'm not finding any signs of who's going to win. All I know is, for the sake of the league, it better not be you or me.
Yeah. I
think,
it
just to have a different name on there.
I think that especially if it's me, I think there may be a revolt of some kind.
Yeah.
It'd be way too obvious now what we already know.
Well, as you mentioned, congratulations to Austin and Naoko for their brand new Babby P1s, Austin and Naoko. So good on them for all of that.
Did they actually listen?
I think Austin does.
Yeah, we just let them be P1s, all right? let them think that people listen to us.
It's kind of the same conversation. We just bring people in.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
It just depends who you fight for. Got it.
You have to create the illusion of your own popularity, Juan. So, however, the Singaporeans or Porians do exist. So all of the countries, all those people.
I've been aware that Singaporeans actually exist. I didn't think that was a.
What are you saying? They're not real people. Cancel them.
I know it's a real country.
Singapore confirmed real.
Yeah.
Mind blowing for some, huh?
Oh my gosh, you guys. I mean, we're back despite our better judgment and yours too. Really, for listening.
Yeah, it's not like we've improved. We've just gaining more dirt.
Yeah, I don't think people want us to improve.
No.
Do you want us to improve? Official
I
IJ.
think
that means we're going to go mainstream. People don't want us to go mainstream. We're underground.
Right, yeah.
I think improving is accepting who you are.
There's people that love mixtapes forever.
Yeah.
No big studio buying you out.
I mean, I'm still hitting datpiff.com every day.
Yep, same. X videos, not Pornhub. I'm all about just the supporting the local community, small business, mom and pop shops.
For the little guy.
I'm more of a common man guy.
The small creators too. You know, you got to really sprinkle in all that.
Midget. I know where you're going.
Oh man, nothing.
That's how they finish.
Gosh, we've already hit so many spots on the IJMS bingo card.
I know. Maybe we bring back the bingo card. We'll see how that one plays out. So, Labor Day weekend was a grand success. You called me, and I wasn't drunk enough to not remember this. But you're like, don't think I've seen you this drunk in a while. So that was my Labor Day.
Why is that a bad thing?
Nothing. It's not. I was just saying that, like, you said I was drunker than I had been, but not drunk enough to not remember it. So.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yes, exactly. So
that's a good thing.
Not a good thing was the feeling that I felt with the Survivor game.
I know. Why did that break your heart?
It gives me anxiety.
I don't think that game is designed for the Sokachs.
No.
That is not a Sokach game.
Lindsay was like, "Do you think we'll play games this weekend?" And then you bring out the one game that pits everyone against each other. Which
it's a great fucking game.
It's a wonderful game, especially if you all go into it knowing that's what you're going to do. It's a community agreement.
The amount of times that people just winked at me throughout that game, I was like, "What does that mean?"
That game, if I took anything away from
Jordan, why are you?
If I took anything away from playing that with you, you would be so bad at a lot of game shows.
Yeah,
that would be
true.
You'd get eliminated first night just because you would eliminate yourself.
Yeah,
I can't fucking do this.
It's been great. Please vote for me.
He's just carrying his own tiki torch. Like, Jeff, I'm out.
Yeah.
The anxiety attack has turned into a heart attack. I need to leave.
True. This is very true. But, I mean, at a certain point, at a certain juncture, I was like, listen, I'm not asking you to, beg here, but I'm kind of in a position of power. And neither of you begged, so.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
No.
Well.
You berate people because you thought you were going to lose, and then you ended up winning on a coin flip, so.
Well, first of all, I don't beg. That's just not... That's not my way of doing it.
Not in your vocabulary.
My favorite thing was also another thing I take away from it is you're not able to separate your personality from the fucking game.
No.
So you don't know. You want to be aggressive, but you're not able to. But then when you get a little hint, a shot, not even drunk off of power, but a little hint of power, you don't know what the fuck to do with it. You went and walked on eggshells with that power.
Pander to me.
It's
Kiss
like
the ring.
It's like you almost whispered, so I think I'm in a position of power.
Yeah, I did. I was like, how do I?
I'd like to hear what you guys think. And we're like, you can go fuck yourself.
All right, let's vote.
All right. I guess what's the next stage?
Agreed.
Okay.
I would be terrible at Amazing Race. I would be terrible at Survivor. I would
Challenge.
be terrible. I would probably overthink Family Feud.
Because I know in your head you're like, how is this going to affect our relationship?
Yeah. Oh, 1,000%. I'm like, are we all going to be good after this game? Like,
if
is
I
it
don't
going to
do
kill the night?
what Miguel wants, he will never talk to me again.
Yeah.
I mean, Ikram and I were fucking yelling at each other.
Screaming at each other. It was great.
It's awesome.
It was great.
It was very fun.
So,
it was very fun.
Food, friendship, and football. Football is back. We are week 1 is in the books for college football. I guess there was a week 0, and I guess that we can call this week 1. So, we had a number of ranked games this past weekend, including Texas and Ohio State, and then we had LSU Clemson. We had Miami Notre Dame. We will get into our prediction. I want to talk about kind of predicting the college football playoff. But I think that when you look at what happened in this week 1, given that there's the 12-team playoff, these were not devastating losses by any stretch of the imagination for any of these teams, I thought.
I agree. I think that because first of all, I think it was the most top 10 matchups in a week 1 in NCAA football history. So absolutely packed. But I think that the reason teams are doing this, and we're going to continue to see more of these matchups, is because it is way better for the resume to lose to a team that's probably going to end up in that top 12 at the end anyways.
Right.
To have that loss at the beginning of the season when, the committee is not going to really remember it.
Yeah.
That I think that's a very smart scheduling advantage that these schools can take.
I think that it's like, you afford to lose in week 1, and kind of when I talk about like being in my cynical era, and maybe I'm like kind of coming into this season, like it feels like there's a bunch of narratives that just already exist, and there's like predictability to it. And so when we look at like, hey, you won week 1 against a big team, awesome, cool, feather in your cap, you get like that little extra nod later on, right? But to the teams that lost, you go, oh, it was week 1 and offenses are a little bit behind defenses and guys are still getting familiar with each other, and all of these were also one-score games. So then you go, okay, they weren't crazy blowout of games like Georgia TCU national championship style. So like Texas, I mean, it was a great week for like Matt Patricia and co. I was like, with Ohio State, that was a great debut for Matt Patricia as the defensive coordinator for Ohio State. And then looking at Ohio State's schedule, you just go like, these guys, they're going to run the table in 2025. I mean, like, depending on once you get into playoffs and everything, they might lose one down the stretch, but like kind of looking up and down at Ohio State's schedule, I just go, well, they got that big one out of the way, and the rest of the season seems pretty manageable or tolerable for them.
Yeah, I know they do see Penn State at some point, and obviously, Michigan is always a tricky one, but I tend to agree with you. It seems like their destiny is really in their hands.
Arch Manning had a very terrible debut, and I wonder if that is going to come back as, he's kind of the leader of, he was the quarterback of the number 1 team going in the preseason and thinking that he was going to be the, Heisman Trophy favorite already. That was not a Heisman Trophy type of a performance going. I think he had like 72 yards going into the fourth quarter or something like that and 1 interception.
I don't think that being surprised with either performance, whether he had a breakout performance or not, would be surprising, though.
Yeah.
I think it was all hype. He played 2 games last season. But because he's a Manning and he's with the number 1 team, it's like, dude, he's not going to fucking be Lamar Jackson in his first. Now, if he had thrown 4 touchdowns and 300 yards, people would be like, oh, we're right. I think it's the same opinion that he played the way that he played. Is like, yeah, he's not ready. He's a sophomore. It's like you can go either way. But I'm not surprised that he played horribly. I would say I would be a little bit more surprised if you fucking killed it.
Really?
Because he's too young. Like, he doesn't have a lot of experience. He stepped in and had a great game, but those great games that he had weren't against powerhouse teams.
Sure.
No. And I agree with you in the sense that I didn't think that he was going to do great, but he did, like, arguably really bad outside of that last drive. And I don't think anybody expected him to look that bad, especially with that experience of starting 2 or 3 games last year. Hopefully that gets some of the jitters out. But you're all right. It's a way different opponent, way different matchup. And yeah, he did not look prepared. But I think this is a chance, obviously, to show how you bounce back. I hope that this is not the Arch Manning that we see all season. That's for sure.
I just don't think that experience is enough, because if you, after post game, all the conversation, all the talk was about how Arch Manning was horrible. But the Ohio State quarterback didn't play that great either. If anything, you give credit to both defenses that fucking stopped both those guys. Yeah. But you didn't hear one peep about the Ohio State quarterback, who's also young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they usually bring in, they fucking go through. There's people waiting there, the Cardale Jones and the Braxton Millers or whatever back in the day. But this guy played about the same as Arch Manning.
Right. I mean, you teeter like right on the edge of a talking point where you're the loser of the game versus the winner of the game, and you're absolved of maybe anything from week 1 if your team is the one that
I think
actually
one
won.
thing that we saw for sure from that game is these teams are going to go far outside of the gimme games against like a Furman or whatever, Toledo. They're going to go far because of their defense. Like
Yeah.
you're going to see these two teams at the end because they're keeping teams at like 14, under 21. I think that's what's going to get them far because I don't think I'm not saying Arch Manning is going to have the same game throughout the season, but I don't think we're going to see him just fucking
Pop off.
yeah, like I don't think we're going to see him at 550 yards and 5 tugs. I don't think he's that guy.
Okay.
Is he like, is an apt comparison like a J.J. McCarthy then?
I wouldn't
A game manager.
I would
on
say
a winning...
he's above a game manager because I know that he could rush. I know that he could
Yeah.
run, but I'm not putting him because you have to, whether you like him or not, you have to agree. The Heisman talk is because of the name.
Yeah.
The name carries a lot of the weight of Heisman talk, and then he went from what plus 750 to like plus 1400 from one game. I don't think he's necessarily like a JJ McCarthy. Like I think he's between a game manager and like a Heisman front runner.
Sure. And also has like an incredible talent on
His
all
IQ is
around.
there.
So
Yeah, I like I said, I hope that it's not a sign of what's to come, and I don't think it is. I think he'll be able to put it together. He's a talented dude.
yeah, but okay. So week 1, a lot of teams take care of business. As we mentioned, it's the first year that we're going to have the 12-team playoff. So it can be conceivable that we're going to be debating 3 lost teams in the playoff this year.
Hold up, was it not 12 last year?
Was it 12 last
It was
year?
12 last year.
Yeah.
Okay, well, fuck me then. So, well,
It's the new ranking.
yes, that's true. My
Yes.
apologies. A new ranking within it. So we have the 12 again. We're going to be looking at the possible 3 loss. It's season 6, episode 1 for everyone.
After all the complaints from last season,
Yeah.
it changed the ranking. So when Oregon fails again, now we have to find something else to bitch about and why they didn't go all the way.
Yeah.
There's not enough popcorn in the stands, I guess. I don't know.
It's a real issue.
I wanted to go up and down kind of like, here are like the teams that I believe are going to be in the college football playoff at the end of all of this. And then I want to talk about teams I'm unsure of. So when I say Ohio State, Penn State, LSU, Georgia, Miami, but I think that Miami could be a bubble team, Oregon, Texas, Iowa State, because the Big 12 sucks, and then Notre Dame. That's 10. Do you disagree with any of those 10?
I mean, those are shoo-ins, but I'm buying the hype with Miami.
Are you?
Because if I'm looking at the trend of, I'm not winning the whole thing. Winning the whole thing is so fucking hard to predict, and I'll probably always side with the ones that are proven when it comes to like trying to guess or bet who wins the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like getting into the playoffs, I am absolutely buying the Miami hype because it's anytime you have an experienced quarterback and Carson Beck that comes from Georgia.
Yeah.
First of all, it was also comical that he did his interview. He goes, "Oh, it's been really hard, the transition." I'm like, and
I'm
the
sure
first
it
comment
was
was
with
like,
your NIL deal.
"Weren't you dating one of the hot twins that hooped at Miami and also was driving a Lamborghini?"
Yeah.
I was like, really hard.
And also making millions in NIL.
I'm buying the hype with Miami. The team that surprised me that I don't think is a fluke is Florida State.
That's what I was going to ask about.
Florida State, I don't think that's a fluke. I am absolutely on board with that. I just think after that failure of a fucking dupe season that they had when they didn't make it in the Final Four, it just seemed like people wrote them off. And then I don't think no matter
They
what...
went 2-10 last year.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They were like a top 10 team, and they were out of it.
That's a big fall off from the following season. And then now it's like they weren't even on your radar after that season.
Yeah.
But then, because no matter what people say about Alabama and how it's not the same Saban, era, whatever, these guys still get recruits. And for them to put the beat down on Alabama, number 8 in the nation, I don't think that's a fluke. I think that's the hype is real.
What about okay, so Florida, to me, I think that they need a couple more games to kind of do a prove it type of a thing.
Florida State?
Florida State, yeah. But I think that, Florida is also kind of a bubble team for me. Not bubble, that I'm like unsure of just because I don't know a ton about what's up with them this year. But they're ranked high, so I mean, like, I don't know.
The only thing I know is same coach.
Yeah.
It's the same coach. I don't know anybody who's still there.
Yeah.
I am unsure about Oklahoma this year. Oklahoma ranked in the top 25, but they have a 4-game stretch from middle of October to middle of November in which all of them are currently ranked in this top 25. So tough stretch there for Oklahoma. I think that Ole Miss is going to be one of those, is probably going to be one of the most controversial picks again this when they come to deciding. I think that they can lose 2 or 3 games. They're going to be right there in that 13 to 15. Lane Kiffin bitched about it last offseason or last time. Is that going to play into any of the decision making this time around?
I think Ole Miss does better than a bubble team, just because they got a lot of guys back from last year. It's always going to be experience, and it's always going to be who's been there. And yeah, they didn't make the playoffs, but you got a lot of. I don't think they lost a lot of people. I think you can count in one hand the key players that Ole Miss lost. I don't know. I'm not saying they'll be in the top half, but I don't think they'll be a bubble team. I think they'll be in it.
So, quick question: who wins the SEC?
Right. Yeah, I think Georgia is probably your.
I don't know. I didn't watch a Georgia game.
Yeah.
But even then, who's playing quarterback at Georgia?
No, but I didn't watch a Georgia game. I don't fucking know.
Name
Georgia's
one,
just always
name
there.
one Georgia player.
5-star.
No idea. But I don't know.
But that's very uncommon for us coming into a college football season to not at least know one Georgia player. I do not think that Georgia is as much of a shoo-in this year as people might think.
I think that this year's SEC feels to me like Pac-12s of old, where you're looking at beating each other up,
playing field.
where you're beating each other up, and then you look at these guys and say, well, Tennessee has kind of a favorable schedule, but are they going to drop off because they just had
and don't forget Texas and Oklahoma.
Right. Yeah. And that's where I think that Oklahoma, if they can come out of that 4-game stretch mid-October to mid-November, that is huge.
Yeah, if you can come out of that with 1 loss, I think that's, best case scenario.
I hate to count, it's not, I don't know if it's to say it's not fair, but I hate to count Alabama out just because that Ryan Williams kid is for real, but he got hurt. So if I'm being asked who wins the SEC, I think it's between Texas and Ole Miss. Those are the two that I think it's either or.
Well, and the reason I brought this up is because I think that there is not one clear head honcho in the SEC or 2 clear head honchos in the SEC. I think there are 5, 6 maybe
contenders,
teams that could very easily, kind of like you said, Pac-12 of old, do a little cannibalization, and you have a kind of a newcomer come out as the champion, like an Ole Miss or one of these new teams like an Oklahoma.
Yeah, I mean, is there a team that can take that leap? Because, I mean, Florida could be very well be there.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Ole Miss. I think that they've kind of been on the precipice, and this is the type of chaos that Lane Kiffin thrives in.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm more interested not on the teams that who's gonna make it there, but who can hold on to their throne. And that one team for me is Penn State. Could you hold on to being the number 2 team in the nation, one of the most experienced teams from last year that gets a lot of guys back? The expectations for Penn State are up here.
Yeah.
And do you drop off from there? Do you exceed those expectations? Do you meet those expectations?
At this point, it becomes, can you win the big game? Not in season, right? They lost. They've lost Ohio State. They lost Oregon. Obviously, they win the Big Ten championship there, but they've shown that they can't win those big regular season games. And I think that's going to be kind of a big sign for me, similar to how I think that Indiana, not trying to compare them the same, but it'll depend on like how Indiana does in their ranked games this year, because like Indiana overall, they've got a pretty favorable schedule as well. But if we're considering Indiana to have kind of a repeat season, well, okay, you end up with 2 losses at the end of the year. Those 2 losses are going to come to, I forget the 2 Big Ten teams that they're playing that are ranked right now. But you go, well, why should we put a 2-loss Indiana team in if they got boat raced in those regular season
Honestly,
games?
I think with how long's NIL been going? Like 3 years?
Yeah.
3 years? I don't think the whole up until before NIL, there was such a thing as favorable schedule. You can say that about almost every fucking team. Everyone has a favorable schedule because the NIL has leveled the playing field. Because you're talking about Ohio State's schedule. Look at Oregon's schedule. Look at Alabama's schedule. Look at Georgia's schedule. It's almost all the same across the board. If you've looked at strength of schedule, there's only one team that is playing every fucking powerhouse, and it's Florida. It's the Gators. So they're saying that if Florida plays Texas, Ohio State, Georgia, or Alabama, it was like 7 or 8 ranked teams that they have on the schedule. So they're saying that if Florida somehow goes undefeated, it is the greatest season in college football history.
Yeah.
Because you can look at everyone's schedule, it's all mirror image of each other. Because the Alabamas of old and the Georgias of old, they don't exist anymore.
Well, and I think that the way college football conferences are now and how they're so large, it's like that we're going to have years like that where a lot of the big name teams in a conference might not catch each other that season. And then, 5 years down the road, it's like you're playing every single big name team.
Look at the 3 in the Big Ten that you don't want to run into. Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon. If you're a Big Ten team, it doesn't mean you play all 3 or even 2.
Yeah.
So you get maybe one of them, right? So you're not worried about Wisconsin or Iowa State, even Iowa, who can't fucking score.
Yeah.
But you still don't want to play. That's the game on the Ducks schedule that I've circled, is that November 2nd Iowa game at Iowa. They're frisky.
Yeah, they're frisky, but they can't score more than 3. So I don't really know what you're worried about, especially with an Oregon offense that
You're just
fucking
trying to
scores
hype
more
yourself
than
up
21.
in November.
Yeah.
You got to keep
and don't forget, Michigan won a national championship 2 years ago.
Right, but
by cheating.
Look at how much things change.
Yeah,
so you're telling me
exactly.
Michigan won a national championship. Now, are we considering Michigan to the level of Ohio State, Oregon, or Penn State this season? No one's looking at that schedule worried about Michigan. With the sanctions or anything like that. No one's looking at Michigan going, oh, we're fucking scared. There's 3 in the Big Ten that you're scared of. Maybe 2 or 3 in the SEC. That's it. So it's such a level playing field.
Yeah. When I saw Michigan, and Michigan was kind of like last year, it almost feels like, hey, you're an honorary top 25 just because of your name and your history and whatever.
They beat Ohio State.
Yes. And now they've got, like Miguel said, they've got the sanctions and they've got the suspensions and all of that. I don't know how much that really has an effect on these guys. All right, so looking at Florida's schedule. So obviously they've got South Florida next week, but then they go to number 3 LSU, so that's away. Then they're away at Miami, number 5. Then the week after that, they get number 7 Texas. At least they'll be home for that game. Then away against A&M, they're number 19. They've got, who knows where Mississippi State will be at the time, probably not very good. And then they're home against Georgia. Then they've got Kentucky unranked, but they're away. Then they've got number 20 Ole Miss away. Then number 22 Tennessee, at least they'll be home there. And then they conclude their season against Florida State, who is currently ranked and who Miguel is very high on. So this is like an insane
I thought you were going to say,
schedule.
Not only do they have the hardest schedule in college football, it's all away. They're not playing at home.
It kind of seems
Can you
like
fucking imagine?
Yeah.
If I want to hear the end of the year bowl championship playoff conversations, if Florida runs the table.
Yeah.
We're like, this might be the first time in our lifetime paying attention to college football where no one has a rebuttal. No one can
Yeah.
say anything.
I mean,
like, dude, they're in.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean-
they're number one.
Yeah.
They're going to get punched in the dick every single week. And if they can continue to, like, stave off every dick punch, then...
I don't even think you could question the points or like how much they win by. If they just win every game, I don't care if it's by 1, overtime, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like you would to not put them as number 1 overall would be like a dunk contest in the NBA where everyone holds a 10 for a 720 dunk and there's one guy holding a 9 going, I just wasn't good enough. Like, that's what it feels like would happen.
Well, and the crazy thing is we were talking about the SEC, and none of us even thought to mention LSU.
Well,
And
it's because I hate them.
I wasn't that impressed with either.
Yeah.
I think LSU and Clemson, I didn't think.
well, I mean, LSU still has a pretty good team. They're definitely in the category of could
Yeah.
compete for a national championship. Just to
Experienced quarterback too.
just to lend back to Florida's schedule and the SEC as a whole. It's nuts.
I don't know why Brian Kelly doesn't want to admit that he got tripped by a ref. It's like, oh no, it was another staffer. Like, you go look back. It's irrelevant, but
Brian Kelly and his weird.
Weird thing to lie about.
it's a very weird thing to lie about when he very clearly got tripped by a referee. Teams I'm out on this year, South Carolina. I think that their strength of schedule is too much. October is an absolute gauntlet. They're a top 15 team now. Texas A&M, I think they're going to have 3 losses, and those losses will not even be close to competitive. Alabama, they've already lost a game that they can't afford to lose. I think that they'll probably be considered a bubble team, but then will ultimately get passed up by something else. Kalen DeBoer, I'd be interested. I mean, like Nick Saban was talking about it on the Sunday broadcast, was just like, how you respond in week 2, as cliche as it sounds, is super important. And if you squeak by and you have just like a kind of,
Well, they're playing a high school next week, aren't they?
They might be. Yeah. They might be. So these next few weeks, I think, will be telling for Kalen DeBoer. The temperature around the heat temperature for the boosters.
My hot take for college football: Alabama loses 4 games.
I think it's kind of conceivable at this point. Like, let's look at Alabama's schedule here.
Alabama loses 4 games.
Yeah, so they've got Louisiana Monroe next week.
Before he goes through the schedule,
Yeah.
I'll take that bet.
4.
Okay.
I don't think they lose more than 4.
Okay, so I'm over 4. You're under 4.
Yeah, they lose.
And push at 4.
Push at 4. I would say 3 max, and you're over.
Okay, $20.
Yeah,
Sure.
Sweet.
Put it on the books.
Put it on the
but
ledger.
go through the schedule.
So there was Wisconsin. They'll be at home on September 13th. Then they've got they're at Georgia, Vanderbilt at home, Missouri away, Tennessee at home, South Carolina away, LSU home, Oklahoma home. Then they've got Eastern Illinois, which again, you should not be allowed to be playing a game
This
that
is
late in
regular
the
season, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they lose Tennessee, LSU. That's 3.
Yeah.
That's 3 losses.
and then Auburn at the end of the year, and who knows what happens in the Iron Bowl. So
I'm excited for that Wisconsin game. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch.
just a bunch of big uglies
Yeah.
smacking each other in the face.
And the worst color combo when it's just a hint different shade of red.
oh yeah.
I hate that.
I'm out on Clemson.
That was what I was going to ask.
I don't know why they were
We
ranked
saw 'em
9
last year.
or
They-
whatever.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't look any different.
I'm kind of out on Dabo as a whole.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like we've been kind of on that train.
He
but I
hasn't
just
been
wanna
able to adapt.
come
He
out and
hasn't
say
been
it.
able to adapt.
yeah.
I'm out.
It was a bad. I mean, I know that we're comparing 2 teams, but I imagine there's some similarity, and obviously the same coach. That was an awful game to watch against Virginia Tech last year.
Yeah.
It was so gross.
I just think that with NIL for both football and basketball, I think you have all these coaches playing in the sandbox, and Dabo is not willing to join. Like, he has not been able to adjust his recruiting, his strategy, and everything. And I think they've been left behind. And I don't even understand why they were ranked, 9th preseason?
It's
And
an
I know-
honorary top 10,
But
right?
I know
mean,
that-
like some of these guys just...
I know that LSU game was not like a beatdown. I know that it was pretty close, but I don't buy the Clemson high ranking. Another team I'm out on is Oregon. I'm out on Oregon.
Okay. Why?
Seriously?
I mean, like, Oregon's going to lose no more than 2 games this year.
I'm out on
I
Oregon.
cannot believe
and I would
that
even
from
say
you,
they would
Miguel.
lose 1.
No, it's not even a joke. I don't think, as much as you've improved certain positions, I think the people we see at the end always have a quarterback, like a Nussmeier, a Dylan Gabriel, like Will Howard, like either a transfer or an upperclassman. I am not putting my chips in on Dante Moore. I'm not
He
putting
is
my
both
chips.
a transfer and an upperclassman.
That how much has he played?
He started for UCLA
I'm talking about the
for 2
difference
years.
between a Bo Nix and Dylan Gabriel, who were starters, Will Howard, who was a starter. Anyone you see at the very end, they're either upperclassmen for that same school or they transferred as a starter and played a fuck ton of years.
Okay. So how far do you want to take this then? I mean, like, are we putting a wins-losses thing, or are we saying, like,
No,
they get a
this is-
first-round bye? Like, I mean, from a betting perspective, I want to know where you want
When
to
I'm
put
saying
the money
I'm out
here.
on Oregon, that you take the schedule into it, you take an experience, every other position into it. This is not they're not going to make the playoffs. It'd be fucking stupid betting-wise. This is not they're going to be ranked 9, 10, 11, or 12. This is me saying you're going to get the same result that you get every fucking year.
Okay, so you're thinking it goes no further than the quarterfinal.
I'm just saying they're not going to win a national championship.
Yeah.
It's not going to, like, the national championship is what we always talk about. And there's that hope with the team that you cheer for that they'll finally get it. We got these pieces. They'll finally get it. It's the same way I view the Buffalo Bills. I'll be curious to see if you guys had an extreme opposite take of how I view Oregon this year.
No, I don't. Maybe you guys can disagree. Maybe I'm living in a fantasy land, but I'd like to think that most seasons I come in not being like they are going to win the national championship. I think that coming into seasons like this one, I think that they have a team that can get there. I think that they have a team and a coach that could win one if they do the right things, but I would never assume that now.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that you have to look at the way that the NIL has structured the season and everything is that for me, I have to rely on 2 things, the schedule and the coach. And what the NIL has done with so much turnover is it has limited our knowledge of guys coming back. Guys have gone to the NFL. Guys have left in the transfer portal. And you can turn over that
You
roster.
don't know your team.
You just don't know your team. And I remember even last season when there was Boise State and then oh gosh, who'd they play right after that? And we're like, what is Idaho? We're like, what is this Oregon team? Yeah. And so, it's like you're trying to get familiar with who these guys are.
When you say you don't know your team, you don't know the roster, you just don't know how it's going to pan out.
You don't know how it's going to pan out.
A little bit of both.
I was going to say, if you're a diehard supporter, you know who the fucking guys are.
Well,
I know who the big guys are from last year that are returning.
And then
but that's a handful.
Right.
Here's something to support.
So you're resting on some laurels there.
Yeah.
Sure. And yeah, there's as much as the NIL moves things around, you still have, it's not to counter what I said earlier, but there's still a small percentage of these transfers. It's the names that we know will make a difference. Because there's a lot of transfers that they just fucking fade off.
Right. And I mean, it's like why you're so high on Carson Beck in Miami, right?
Right.
I mean, that's a notable transfer that will make a big impact.
You saw what Will Howard was able to do at Ohio State. You saw what Dylan Gabriel was able to do at Oregon.
Sure.
What Bo Nix was able to do at Oregon. Something to support my point with Oregon is last year, if you are going to have an opinion of this is the year they could do it, was fucking last year. Because you had Jordan James, you had Troy Franklin, you had an experienced quarterback, you had a way improved defense. The only point that I'm trying to make, not to kick Oregon as much as I love to do that, you take that team last year. how does this team compare to that? That team, you had guys that you knew.
Yeah.
You guys that were experienced and guys that were experienced transfers.
I totally agree with you. At the end of the day, and that's kind of what I was getting at before I went on the tangent there. But Bo Nix year, I was very confident. Coming into last year, very confident. I do not have that same level of confidence. And as much as I, kind of disagree with what you said, Dante Moore does have a starting time. He is an older quarterback just because he decided to sit for 1 year. I think that's a sign of maturity. But he is not. He does not have the same track record as a Dylan Gabriel or a Bo Nix. He did not play very well when he started at Cal. He was young and made bad decisions.
Cal or UCLA?
UCLA, my bad.
And that's my point with him.
Yeah.
Is like, we know the name. And I don't want to take anything away from him. I'm not questioning maturity or anything like that, but we're talking about the guys that can get you over the hump. We know the name Dante Moore. But when we saw him play at UCLA, it wasn't game-changing.
But the thing that does kind of help calm some of that concern is everybody, even outside of the Oregon organization, like within the Big Ten, is saying, him sitting for that 1 year behind Dylan Gabriel did wonders. He has matured so much, and his passing game is, some people are saying that it might be the best in the NCAA this year.
I'm just going to swallow my words. Oregon's winning the national championship this year.
You heard it here first.
They are.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was
They're winning the national
all in all, I tend to agree with you, Miguel. I'm not very confident in their ability to win the national championship this year. As of week 1, I reserve the right to change that opinion.
Yeah. Well, so you're also looking at your backfield where Noah Whittington has been with the team for now. I think this is his 4th season. Before
have that
then,
experience.
There's that. So you've got, experience. My favorite stat line from this past weekend.
How many spits Noah Whittington or the receiver is going to do?
The Jordan Davison, who is a true freshman, had 6 rushes for 26 yards, 3 tuds.
Is that the one that got booted?
No.
Oh.
No,
Who's the guy that got kicked out?
That was a wide receiver. We're not even in. I forget that guy's name from last year. Then you have it looks like you were kind of just peppering the ball around with Malik Benson, Jay Harris, Kyler Caspa.
Yeah, obviously it's Montana State, but the offense looked really good. Again, I think our defensive line just got better. So, I don't know. It's a good team. I'm excited I'm going to be at the Oklahoma State game this weekend.
Hey, how about that? Fun.
I think if you
Who are you
look
going
at
with?
Brigham and my mom and Jay.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I think if you look at the teams that we can't say that really for anyone this season, but we've gone into college football seasons where we're like, this team's the fucking same, plus like another added piece. I don't see them losing to anyone. I don't think we have any of those teams this year. Like Ole Miss got a lot of people back.
I agree.
Penn State got a lot of people back, but the closest that we have is Ohio State.
Yeah.
Because
Totally agree.
we would be saying right now that Ohio State will be flawless through the season if they had a quarterback because outside of the QB position, holy shit, man, that defense was the same outside of Jack Sawyer.
Their safety, I forget his name, but he's unreal.
Cody Simon.
No, the other
Cody
one.
Simon is like middle or outside linebacker.
Number 2.
There's number 2, 0, and 8. Those guys fucking flew all over the field last year. Jeremiah Smith. You have Carnell Tate. And then their 2 running backs. Not like I know that they had Judkins and Henderson. Those guys played a decent amount last year.
Yeah.
If they had a fucking quarter like a Bo Nix or some shit.
Well, and
it'd be
they
game
might
over.
They might. We just don't know the guy. That's the thing. And they're putting a lot of their money behind.
I'm saying if they had like a 4th-year Mariota right now,
exactly.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah.
But they're the closest because there's no one else that's that close.
Let's see. Do you think that Jeremiah Smith finds his way into the Heisman conversation, or at least he's one of the final 3?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm pretty sure that we just viewed a 4-catch, 40-yard a shitty game for Jeremiah Smith last week.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be just fine.
Ohio State, let's look at that roster there. Very riveting. You know what? Let's not do that because for the sake of time, I think that to your point, Juan, is that this is going to be the year where there's not going to be like an absolute dominance because I feel like teams will feel better about losing. Will continue to feel better about losing because of the format. And so
There's not as much pressure
yeah,
to finish.
I just don't think that there's as much pressure. So that's my take there. Week 2, let's see, what do we have in terms of week 2 of the NCAA? We don't have as many of these big games, do we? I think we've got...
I don't know, man. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
What? That there's not going to be a dominant?
Just because it's a 12-team playoff to say that the pressure is gone from the BCS days? Because you could argue...
That's not necessarily where I'm going with that.
But your point is one loss kills you. You're
It used
saying
to.
you're allowed to have 1, 2, or 3 and still be in conversation,
Yeah, I think
right?
that like there's going to be multiple teams with 3 losses at the end of the year who go...
I'm saying I don't necessarily agree with that because in the old days, you have 1 loss or 2, you know that you're fucking out. It's almost more stressful to know that you're at 2 or 3 and not make it out of your control. Because they decided that so-and-so had a better strength of schedule, so-and-so had a better December, or something like that. I feel like the other way is less pressure because it's decided, and you decided it for yourself because you didn't perform.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, at that juncture, take matters into your own hands and don't fucking lose.
Like, don't let the committee go, oh, you have 3, you're in the bubble.
Don't leave any sort of doubt.
I don't know.
Don't leave any sort of doubt. Listen, okay. I'm sorry. Boom. The biggest game this upcoming week is Michigan-Oklahoma. I will be very curious about how both teams play in that game, and I think that could take you on one side or the other as far as
Oklahoma
it goes.
ranked?
Oklahoma's number 18. So they're a 5.5-point favorite at home against Michigan. So turning our attention to the NFL, Week 1, baby. It starts on Thursday. By the time this podcast comes out, we will have probably the first game underway. So
Bills will lose to the Chiefs.
that's how I was going to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Bills the same team. Lose
Congratulations.
to the Chiefs or Ravens. Be done.
Congratulations to Travis Kelce on his engagement. Maybe he will actually play any meaningful football this year. That would be great.
I think he will. I'm not buying the decline.
No, the decline was last year. I think
know.
this is a redemption season
but
for
because
him.
of-
But it was the first year that I had him in fantasy.
But because of the season that he had, people are like, Travis Kelce is done. I don't think that's the case. I think having a bad season, losing the Super Bowl the way they did, I don't think that's going to... I think he's going to have a pretty good year. I think you see the Chiefs back.
Back where?
Super Bowl.
Back in the Super Bowl and winning?
I don't know about winning.
Yeah.
I think until Andy Reid, Mahomes, and Kelce are gone, they are always in the conversation. The only team I can see stopping them in the AFC Championship are the Ravens.
The Ravens are...
I love Joe Shiesty, and I'd love to say the Bengals, but the Bengals didn't improve their defense. It's still a powerhouse for
And they've got
offense.
they have no idea who's going to be at right guard yet. I mean, like, that's just the thing about the Bengals is that they can never seem to figure out how to protect their damn quarterback despite their better efforts, or maybe not their better efforts. But it's just like
Improve
until
your defense so you can stop people.
Joe
Like,
Burrito gets himself some freaking help back there. So, okay. So how do you guys want to play this NFL conversation? Do we want to start building our division winners and our conference winners here?
I'd say we just go through the divisions with quick chat, choose the winner. If we need to debate about it, we can. We move on.
Sounds lovely. If we're looking at the NFC West, I think that the NFC West for me is going to be... I think it's going to be the 49ers. And the reason why I think it's going to be the 49ers is that redemption tour for them, they've got their guys locked up. all of that. Hopefully there is some, manageable health here. Who did they just trade for on the running back side? Brian Robinson. Yeah, so at least they've got a little extra insurance there. Should
got both
the inevitable happen.
They got both the guys that got shot last year on their team.
Really? That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Wow.
And Rick Pearsall.
Yeah, he got
Nick
shot in
Pearsall?
downtown
Ricky.
San Francisco.
Yeah, I
You know why? Because Ricky's never run zigzags. Ricky!
Son of a
That's
bitch.
sad.
I mean, don't run straight, dude. People are
That's
shooting
true.
at you.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's very rude.
Don't buy
that
into the
fictional
hype of
character is
Sam
dead.
Darnold and Cooper Kupp in Seattle.
I don't.
No.
I do not.
I think that
Rams?
I think the Seahawks will win some games that they shouldn't, and like fuck with some people in their playoff chances down the as the season goes on. The Rams is super dependent on Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, that
That situation is
just-
very murky.
I don't want to touch that.
I know. It's all dependent on Matt Stafford because I think the roster around him, because he has Devontae Adams now, right?
True.
Okay.
Like that's fun.
Sure.
If Matt Stafford is slinging the ball, that's a lot of fun.
If Puka Nakua can be
Yep.
healthy again,
That's- I'm sorry. That's a fucking silly ass take, though.
what?
Oh, it's dependent on your quarterback. Yeah, guess what? Brock Purdy goes out. Niners are done. Any quarterback goes out. Joe Burrow.
I think
Bengals are done.
It's more relevant because there's a lot of question marks around his health and how he's going to be playing this year.
Even if he is in.
Yeah, because even they're saying yes, he's going to start, and there's still people around the organization that are
Like,
saying,
are you sure?
we're like 85% sure.
Because he's getting older.
There's something going on with his health that they're
I
not
was
really
like, the
talking
age thing
about.
has been going on since he
No,
left
yeah.
the
I
line.
mean, he
No.
hasn't played. He hasn't even practiced really.
That's what's so weird about
preseason,
it. Is
training
he's been
camp.
very, very absent. Nobody's talking about what's going on. That's the reason I'm because I agree. Obviously, quarterback's most important, but it's just a little more unique in
So
this situation.
for this division bet, both of you are going with the Niners, and I'm the only one doing the Cardinals.
Yeah, you are because every
that's a fact.
Guys, I did a thing. Arizona Cardinals.
because every time people seemingly think that the Arizona Cardinals are going to do a lick of anything,
I think they
They
get
won't.
better.
sure,
I think they get better.
they might go 9-8.
but no. The 49ers,
All right, put the Niners in.
I think, are the one.
Yeah, I mean, like we were at this point, we were talking about the 49ers being like shoo-ins to win the division, and then that got killed right away. So who knows if the 49ers
I mean, I have
will-
two of these plays on my own.
Yeah.
One is, I'm pretty sure, is going to match up exactly how we're doing it as a group.
Yeah.
The other is wild.
I'm willing to do like a smaller one because I think that the value play here is actually on the Seahawks at plus 500. That's
Do
not a
another
terrible.
one.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like we're placing $100 bets.
So, all right. The next one will be the NFC North: the Packers, the Lions, the Vikings, and the Bears. Packers, obviously, adding Micah Parsons here within the last couple of weeks. We'll talk about the Micah Parsons addition here shortly. Then you have the Lions at plus 190, the Vikings at plus 360, and the Bears at plus 600. I think the Bears are going to miss the playoffs. I don't even think they're going to get close to winning the division.
I think the Bears get better.
They get better,
Yeah.
but what does that mean?
I
mean,
think the
like,
Bears are going to get better, but their division is too powerful.
Yeah.
My only argument, the only thing I'm concerned about, that if I'm trying to argue against putting Detroit on there, because with Detroit, you lose Ben Johnson.
Huge.
I think that's huge.
Huge.
But if I'm trying to make an argument to why we don't put the Lions on there, I don't like the receiving core of Green Bay. You can have Jacobs and Parsons and Jordan Love. That receiving core is fucking hobbled. You have Dubs. Christian Watson's like out for the season.
Yeah, Romeo Dobbs. And,
Jaden Reed, who's questionable right now.
Yeah.
You can't name a single wide receiver outside of those three. And then, you get the two tight ends. And then I don't have faith in J.J. McCarthy. Every fantasy draft
Yeah,
where I had a chance to
0%.
get Justin Jefferson, as much as I fucking love
agree.
the guy,
Yeah.
I couldn't take him because I think J.J. McCarthy is not pro-level quarterback. I think he sucks. I think he sucked at Michigan. I think that Michigan team was so powerful that it just carried him to the fucking national championship.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the guy.
You have to know who's going to get Justin Jefferson the ball.
Yeah.
And if you're throwing behind him or not putting enough, air under a ball, I think
And
that's
Jefferson
very
and
concerning.
Addison both have injuries right now.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones is older. Jordan Mason
He's
is
not just
decent,
older. He old.
Jordan Mason is a decent backup. Hawkinson, again, it depends on his quarterback. That's the only reason why I can't see myself choosing anyone but Detroit.
The fact that go ahead.
I think that mentally Detroit is going to have a hard time coming back from what they experienced last year, having such a great season, hitting all the mines possible as far as injuries go, going into the playoffs,
And still overcoming that.
and falling short of their expectations, because I know every single person on that Lions team expected to win a Super Bowl or at least be playing in it. I think that takes an effect. That's a lot of effort and energy to put back into it. I still think that they're going to be a good team, but there's something about the Packers. I think that a lot of their important players are getting healthy. Their age is accumulatively at kind of a prime level. I think 2 years ago they were like the youngest team in the NFL. I think that they are in a position to take this.
I don't
division
disagree
over.
with the Lions take falling short, but I don't disagree with that to the point of falling short of Super Bowl or going far. Winning the division, though, I think that because you're talking about mentally being able to recover from what they did. Minnesota and the Packers and the Lions were all neck
They were
and
all
neck
right
to win the
there,
fucking
yeah.
division. I don't think Minnesota's doing the same thing.
No.
I don't think Green Bay.
Very different situation in Minnesota.
But if you're talking about what has changed before the season started, we're only talking about Ben Johnson leaving. We're talking about an improved Jahmyr Gibbs, a more experienced Jahmyr
David
Gibbs.
Montgomery's back.
Montgomery, St. Brown.
Yeah.
Not much has changed with that Lions
Is
team.
Williams back, or is he still suspended from gambling, or resuspended from gambling?
I think I am putting a lot of weight on the Ben Johnson loss. I think it's going to be interesting to see how he's replaced. But I honestly I'm fine going either way, because I do see and agree with the argument both ways.
I absolutely hate the beginning of the season for the Lions. Their schedule. They've got the Packers away. They're home against the Bears, so that's going to be a redemption, whatever game with Ben Johnson. Then they've got the Ravens away. They've got the Browns, who cares? But then there's the Bengals, Chiefs. Then you've got
I agree.
So, when you're looking at your first 6 games of the season, you're into mid-October, and you could be 3-3.
Yeah,
You could have more losses in your first 6
Joe
weeks.
Flacco in the first 6 weeks of the NFL season could be
Electric. So you could be 2-4.
Yeah.
I mean, 1-5. I mean, could you be 1-5 in your first 6 weeks? I mean, it's not inconceivable with that.
Yeah, that is definitely concerning.
So and then let's look at the Packers and their schedule there. The Packers' first 6 weeks in their whole thing, they've got the Commanders to open. Nope, just kidding. They've got the Lions to open the season, then the Commanders, the Browns, the Cowboys, the Bengals, the Cardinals, the Steelers. I'm liking the very early momentum that the Packers could potentially have there. They have one of the more favorable schedules. Again, I understand what you're saying about the wide receiver. With the point there is
It's not
Jordan
$100 bet. Fucking Packers if I'm outnumbered. It's we're gonna put $10-$20 on this.
So you want to go
choose if I'm outnumbered, I'm not gonna fight that hard for the Lions because I'm not 1,000% on the Lions. So
Yeah.
if I'm outnumbered 2-1, I'm good with Green Bay.
Any debate over the Bills winning the AFC East?
No, but should we even include that? Because that might just affect our odds.
Drop. We'll put it on there, and then we'll see how it goes. AFC North is then when you start getting into. Hold on. let's finish the NFC. The NFC South and the NFC East.
That's a toughie too.
Yeah, the NFC South. So, like, will the Falcons take any sort of leap with Penix?
I think they're going to do well, but I think that the Bucks are a clear, in my opinion, a clear.
That's a UW take. That's what I hate UW take.
It is not at all.
You don't even want to go dark horse Carolina Panthers? Huh?
I'm huge on Tampa Bay. I think Baker and Evans, and I think the Ohio State receiver who he's loving at camp is going to be monster. And Bucky, second year.
Yeah.
But Michael Penix, I think, is legit. I actually have a side bet with a friend on Michael Penix being a top 10 quarterback this season.
Really?
And I do not disagree with that at all.
I think Penix finds. I think here's the biggest tell, and I am so high on this. Kyle Pitts has been fucking Thor. Came into the league as fucking built like Thor. Expectations high as could be. Has not even come close to meeting those expectations. And then you look at the quarterbacks that Kyle Pitts has had in his entire fucking career. And yeah, you can't put it all on your quarterback. He has not performed. But he's had Mariota, Cousins, and who was one or two prior?
Matt Ryan.
I don't think...
Did he never have Ryan?
If he had Matt Ryan, it's like the last year after they'd lost the fucking Super Bowl.
Matt Ryan then?
He has Michael Penix, who loves tight ends, loves slinging the fucking ball. I think Kyle Pitts has the first breakout year that people have been expecting from him. I think Drake London is going to have a
Darnell Mooney,
massive year.
Bijan Robinson.
Bijan is kind of like a given because he's going to get so many fucking carries. It'd be like Najee. I don't think he's that great of a running back in the NFL, but when you're getting the ball 20 million times, you're going to rush for 1,000. Sure. But Drake London and Kyle Pitts, I think Penix makes a huge difference. That's why this was tough for me.
I don't doubt that. I just think that all the talent that Atlanta has, or most of the talent that Atlanta has, is pretty young. And this is going to be the first year all of them playing together under a new quarterback, which is an adjustment. The Bucks, their talent is all...
It's not an unknown quarterback.
Yeah.
But, like he was there last year. It's not as if they're starting from zero. This other guy was starting for half the season.
The only thing I would say that I don't really fear a lot about Tampa Bay, because ultimately I'll probably lean towards Tampa Bay on this one. Mm-hmm. But, and I hate, the way that I view Andy Reid and, Pat Mahomes is the same way I view Mike Evans. I will never bet against Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans is as reliable as they come. But that injury at the end of the season last year kind of showed father time. And I don't know if we would get Mike Evans for the entire season this year.
Is Chris Godwin still alive?
He's not even... We don't even know if he's going to play or when he's coming back.
I think he was just marked as healthy on fantasy.
There you go.
Really?
Yeah. But Mike Evans is... If he can do another 1,000-yard season, it breaks the record. Last year he tied the record. This year he breaks it. For that reason, I think that he's going to be getting the ball.
I think motivation and injury don't always match. Especially if they're going to workhorse him, then I'd be a little scared.
He had the injury, came back at the end of the year, and they made sure that he hit that 1,000 yards. And they didn't necessarily overplay him. Either way, I think that's a benefit, towards the Bucks. But
are we going Tampa Bay?
I don't know. I'm going back. I'm going back and forth between Tampa Bay and the Falcons here.
I mean, let's go Tampa Bay because technically we picked Atlanta last year and that let us down.
It did.
Right?
It did.
Yeah, so let's go Tampa Bay for karma.
NFC East, we've got the Eagles at -145, Commanders +200, and then the Cowboys and Giants nowhere in the picture. Eagles.
I mean, we discussed Dak's MVP year, but that doesn't mean the Cowboys are going to be great.
No. I took some notes, and I have Cowboys win early, then suck.
I just think they're going to suck.
Dak to be in the MVP conversation, but finish at
come week 10, they're gonna hit a 4-game losing streak or something.
They'll be like 10-7 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Are you not even discussing the Commanders?
So
No.
the commies in the playoffs, but here's the thing: they were like 87% on fourth down last year. You just can't replicate that. I think that they're still going to be good, but they were just so good last year. I think you statistically have to take a step back. You can't be that lucky 2 years in a row. So although I think they're in the playoffs, I think they lose the division. Still a great team. Jaden Daniels still going to have a very good year, but it's hard to be that good 2 years in a row.
There were a lot of crazy things that went his way.
Yeah, a lot of things went their way.
Yeah. So after we do like our initial one, I would love to do a value one as well, where I think we put the Commanders in there.
Yeah,
I would love to,
absolutely.
including
Agreed.
then the Falcons, all that. So
Yeah.
I want to put up.
How do you similar feeling on that?
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted the Commanders conversation, but I had the Eagles down.
Yeah. In the AFC, we have the Bills, the runaway for the AFC East. Is there any objection there?
No, it would just be like
No.
how it affects the odds.
Yeah,
I
that's
know they're hands down the favorites.
The
Jets suck. Miami shit show.
Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns. The Ravens at -170 with the Bengals at +290.
I want to say Cincinnati.
Yeah,
But I
think we all do.
I have to take Baltimore just because it's a more complete team. If Joe Burrow had a defense, I would say Cincinnati all the way.
Yeah.
But we're relying on T. Higgins, Chase Brown, and Jamar Chase here, and that's it.
Cheese
Outside
Brown?
of- Cheese Brown.
Cheese Brown.
I think it has to be Baltimore. It's
Yeah.
also like, you know how you talk about Nayoko in fantasy? That's Baltimore in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like you've been there. Like you've been right here, dude.
Yeah. And I think that Joe Burrow could be an MVP candidate for sure. I think that the Bengals are going to have a good season, be in the playoffs.
I'll tell you, I'm not going to touch them with a 10-foot pole in week 1. Joe Burrow sucks in week 1. He throws 3 interceptions every year on week 1, and this is going to be the time that he flips it around probably. But my God, does he suck in week 1s.
Another hot take. This is going to be the first time in a decade at least the Steelers are under 500 and do not make the playoffs.
I agree. I 1,000% agree.
I don't disagree with that. However, fantasy-wise, I think DK has a massive fucking year.
Yeah. Sure.
I think
Who else do they?
I mean, he's very tall and very fast.
What else is Aaron Rodgers gonna do?
the boomer bust rating on DK all-time high.
Yeah, but I mean,
huge.
if
And
you
can
if
Aaron
you picked
Rodgers
up
get
DK,
it to him?
if you picked up DK in the first 5 rounds, you're a moron. First of all,
Dummy.
Yeah.
But most of us, I got DK in round 12 or 13. What are they gonna do? Either throw it to him or hand it to Jalen Warren or Caleb
Yeah.
Johnson. That's it. It's
Don't they have who's on the other side? They had somebody else.
Well, they got rid of Minka Fitzpatrick.
No, the
receiver?
yeah. Who did?
Freiermuth?
Oh, sorry, that other side.
No,
Well, Pickens is gone.
but they had somebody else. Okay, never mind.
Let me guess. Alan Lazard, who goes with Aaron Rodgers everywhere he goes.
Everywhere. You know what? If it is
Or
hold on
Randall
one
Cobb.
second.
Cobb.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see.
Hey, top 10 most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. Randall
If
Cobb.
it was Devontae
Calvin
Adams and DK.
Austin, Roman Wilson, Pat Freiermuth. Those are your other guys.
Maybe I'm
there.
just dumb.
Yeah. You know what? And we talked about it last year in the context of Aaron Rodgers and like what the hell are the Steelers doing? They've always been like a really solid franchise. I am absolutely going to relish in the fact that the Steelers are going to lose their consecutive streak, and they're going to do it because they hitched their wagon to Aaron Rodgers.
Because he's anti-vaccine.
Exactly. He is everything.
Exactly.
Aaron
Personal
Rodgers is everything that I hate. So I'm very excited to see this happen.
I mean,
I
this
think
is
you should try to remove hate from your heart.
No, it's gambling season. It's time to ramp it up.
that's what gambling does. Gambling brings me joy. I don't understand.
Gives me anxiety.
Yeah, I think Ravens is a shoe-in for this.
All right, shoe-in. Also shoe-in for the Chiefs in the AFC West?
No.
No. You like the
You're-
Broncos.
I'm not saying I like anybody specific, but to say that the Chiefs are a shoe-in for the division championship this year, I think this is one of the years they have the most competition.
I actually like this because I want to come back to this in December. That if Justin Herbert has the same season, he needs to be talked about like Dak. He needs to be talked about like Dak Prescott starting now. Because
I
he's
kind of feel like he already is.
No, people like I know that you guys don't want like you guys keep denying it, but it's like this is our like they want like the thing is Josh Allen has pushed past that. Like he's become that quarterback that's really good. Even though his team, I don't believe that is going to get there. Like they make it far but doesn't win the whole thing. Justin Herbert hasn't even gotten to the Josh Allen portion of where he's at in his career.
I'm not loving the Chargers and what they're doing so
I don't
far.
think the Chargers, I think that running game and the defense improves. I don't think that
Their offensive line's still going to suck.
Yeah.
They've moved
Broncos
Joe Alt, which is crazy.
Bo Nix, really good year last year, but who does he have? Sutton and Mims and a rookie running back.
And Troy Franklin.
Yeah, I don't see if you see anyone other than the Chiefs winning this division. I think you are more hating on Kansas City than accepting that they are still around.
I think
they are still around.
I think the Broncos make their way into the playoffs this year. I do. But I think that like
division.
I'm not trying to say that this is in no way like hate on Kansas City. I just think that everybody around them has gotten better, while they've kind of stayed the same, which is really
there's a microphone there.
really, really good.
Yeah. So the difference would be Kansas City at 14-3, and everyone else pretty shitty. Kansas City still wins the division at 11-6,
12-5,
and then everyone else right below them. I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. I don't think it's as sure of a thing.
So, but I get what you're saying. But are you saying someone else wins the division? Because if we're putting this together
for the bet, obviously, I think it makes the most sense to put the Chiefs.
Just making sure that we
I'm
agree
just
on
trying to create conversation.
What about the AFC South? This one is not a runaway. The Texans at plus 105 with the Jaguars at plus 270, the Colts at plus 425, and then plus 650 for the Titans.
This is absolutely a runaway. This is Texans.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're not going to put our money on Jonathan Taylor, who is going to be the one person on the Colts. It's Daniel Jones, number one. I'm not going to put it on the Jaguars. I like Trevor Lawrence, but even though Etienne could have a good year, we're talking about the Texans who has, I know Joe Mixon's out for 4 games, but he has Nico Collins. Is Tank Dell going to make it back in the season?
Not right away.
But who does he have? Nick Chubb in the backfield?
Yeah.
I don't think the Texans are that good, but I don't think the other 3 are anywhere close to them.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think for the bet, the Texans make the most sense. But I will say that I do think that the Jaguars get better this year. I think that there is a real chance that they could win that division because of some of the question marks with the Texans. I mean, let's not forget about Brian Thomas Jr. I mean, that guy is kind of quietly but very consistently good.
I don't hate the Colts, but I don't think they're going to win the division.
No.
I think the Colts and the Jags end up in the same spot, like right behind the Texans.
Yeah.
Because this all comes down to, is Daniel Jones being free from New York going to be like the guy?
Right.
Or is he who we thought he was?
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's no pressure. There's like absolutely no pressure on him this year.
And he has pretty decent guys to throw to, like Pittman and Downs.
And then they've got the rookie tight end as well. His name is escaping me.
Warren.
Yeah, Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if we are looking at that is picking all the favorites, by the way. That is plus
Seriously?
16,000.
Change your middle name to Chalk.
503. $60 to $20 each pays 9,961.
Hold on. This is 60 total at 20 each.
If we were on 20 each, if we were at 50 each, 150 would pay 24,904.
I think I'm good with 20.
Well, no, don't do 20. What's a 20 payout? 9 what?
9,000. So it would pay 3.
How close?
3,000
I'm
each.
asking because how close is it to 10? Because I'll do 21. Like, don't do fucking
gotcha.
4 digits.
$63 would pay 10,459.
All right, so do 21 each.
21 each.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will be. So if we were going to do our value play, let's rapid fire this. Would we change the Packers to the Lions if we're doing a value play?
Yeah.
Yep.
Would we change anything in the NFC West or keep the 49ers at plus 155?
I think
That one's the Seahawks, right?
got
Weren't
the
we thinking about
Seahawks.
Seahawks?
Would you do Seahawks over Rams?
Yeah.
For that? Okay.
And then the Falcons with the Bucks.
Yeah.
Swap out the Falcons for the Bucks. Or the Bucks
Falcons, switch that one out.
Yep.
Do we keep
We go Cincinnati.
Yeah.
AFC
Cincinnati instead of Baltimore? Houston, does Houston stay the same?
Let's go Jacksonville. Why not?
Yeah, this is the value meal.
This is the value meal.
You eat this and you regret it the next day.
Oh, gosh, hold on. Lions, Seahawks, Bills, we're not changing that one. Bengals, Jags, Falcons, Commanders. And then do we change out to the Broncos or do we keep the Chiefs?
I'll let you guys choose on that one. I'm fine either way.
Keep the Chiefs? I don't know if we can.
No, it goes.
All right, keeping the Chiefs. Keeping the Chiefs, that puts us at plus 587,000.
Did you already place the first one?
No, I have it written down because I have to transfer money back into my DraftKings. $3, I will tell you, pays 17,000,
So just $1 each?
or $30 pays 176,000.
What's $5 each?
15 in gets us 88,000.
So don't get too wrapped up in this one because
It's not going to happen.
some of this will hit, but there's like 2 or 3 snipes here. This will just be fun to follow.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with $1 each.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like $1 each would be nothing. 17 grand for $1 for $3.
17.6, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
17.6.
Because this isn't gonna win.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Oh man,
Are you just taking screenshots of both the divisional bets?
uh,
All right, now do this bet. I wanna see
Okay.
if this is something we would be willing to do, because this is one of those unlike IJMS bets. They're smart bets.
Sure.
Go to who makes the playoffs.
Okay. How do I do that?
Team futures.
Team.
Go under the Miguel tab. DraftKings is taking it on.
Division specials.
There's like team futures.
Player futures. Cue the music. Player futures. Division specials. Wins. Team specials?
Sure.
No.
It should be to make the playoffs. It should say something about playoffs.
Sorry.
I think the desktop is different than the mobile one too. So I can't even look at my phone and see where you would find it. Team props, maybe? Team specials?
Player specials. Game leaders. Game specials. Halves.
Team props.
Let's.
Do you see make the playoffs underneath here?
No.
Just do futures then.
Fast futures. Team. Like this?
Do you see
No.
make the playoffs? No. Team specials? No, what's that?
Name the finalists?
It could be under there.
No.
To do do team specials. I don't know. Fuck. God damn it. I just wanted to see if we picked 3 shoe-in teams to make the playoffs, if we're willing to bet on that. Because I looked that up the other day.
Yeah. And we can probably look it up and place that bet. We'll let y'all know.
All I know is I saw, like, the Ravens make the playoffs, the Eagles make the playoffs, the Chiefs make the playoffs, the Bills make the playoffs, and it's like plus 240.
Oh, yeah. You'd absolutely make that bet. 1,000%. We will look it up later. Okay, so did you have other things that you wanted to...
Oh, I just wanted to see what your guys' NFC, AFC winners are, Super Bowl winner, MVP, most improved if you want, Rookie of the Year, that kind of stuff. We can go as much into that if you want, as you guys want, but...
Listen, Taylor Swift, if she plays at the halftime show with Travis Kelce on the field for the Super Bowl, I'm going to root for that this year. It is the year of the Kelces. The Chiefs are back. They're winning the Super Bowl, and it is Taylor Swift performing at the halftime show. It will be the most nauseating thing for everyone, and that's what I'm rooting for.
Okay.
See, he's trying to puke over there already.
I don't... if the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl and she is performing, this might be the first time, not completely with a tinfoil hat on, but like might be sideways like T.I., where I might be like, there is a script. Because to me, I think the Ravens finally get past the gate. I think the Ravens win the AFC.
But it hasn't been the Ravens the last few years. It's been the Bills and the Chiefs.
But the Ravens have been there. It's not like you can say the Ravens were not outside looking in. Like, they're right outside the fucking house. Like, I think it's the Ravens' time, and I think we find the Eagles there again.
I think it's the Bills' year as far as the AFC goes. And I know Homer takes blah, blah, blah. But I think that this is a team that can definitely get over the hump. I think that the Chiefs, while still good, again, I think they stay kind of where they're at. And some of these other teams that may have been a step behind are going to be able to catch up and surpass them, namely the Bills. I think they're able to win that AFC Championship game over the Chiefs and get into the Super Bowl, where they will be facing the Green Bay Packers.
Even after the Packers. Interesting.
I think the Green Bay Packers.
We need to start doing a better job going back to these episodes just so we can clown people. Because we don't do that enough. Where you have such a confident take on something, we're like, hey, we're in episode 42. We just got to listen back to like episode 4.
But that's the whole point of the first episode, is to say wild shit.
I'm saying that's what makes it fun. Is like, I want you to hear the tone of something that one of us would say. Like, hey, remember when you said the Bills are gonna fucking go all the way?
Yeah,
just to lose to the Chiefs by 21. Like, we gotta go back to that.
Sure,
we've all
that's
done
fine.
It.
This year's logo, of which features the San Francisco skyline, of course, Levi's Stadium, and
also this has not been accurate the last 3 years.
It has not, but I mean, it would suggest kind of that
the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, it looks
make
like
it to the Super Bowl.
The Dolphins and the Packers. If I were to look at this logo, but that's not going to happen.
I think. I mean, it's not like we're going to address all defensive guys. Offensive Player of the Year, I think it's Genty. Because
Rookie of the Year, offensive
Rookie of the Year will be Genty. MVP, you could argue that the NFL decided that Josh Allen already had it halfway through the fucking season.
Yeah.
Because after what Joe Burrow did, you didn't make the playoffs. I know they were only talking about Lamar and Josh Allen. Joe Burrow had a real case for MVP last year.
I think this is Joe Burrow's year.
I agree. I think that it's going to be either Jordan Love or Joe Burrow.
Depending if they can win the NFC North.
Dak is in the conversation. Absolutely.
I think he's in the conversation.
On a losing team? Dak is going
to have a monster year.
He's going to be in the conversation, and then he will not be.
Right. I mean,
I think that's how it's
like.
gonna
I mean,
go.
you say he throws for 5,000 yards this year, and the team still fucking sucks, and they miss the playoffs. Like how you're the most valuable team on the worst.
That's the same argument. That's why, like, I would still pull for like Joe Burrow last year because it's such. Like, I get that the record and the performance of the team matters, but when you exceed crazy numbers, which I think this isn't even coming from a Cowboys fan, it's just what I think Dak is going to have this year is just going to be a fucking air raid express. It's going to be him throwing up massive fucking numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he will for probably 10 weeks.
Yeah. But I mean, like, even Jared Goff didn't get consideration last year on that team. Right? So, I mean, like...
Yeah, and he threw a perfect game.
He threw a perfect game.
Yeah, but he didn't have, like, he had good games, but like the way that Joe Burrow pieced together a bunch of insane fucking games, Jared Goff didn't have that. He had a couple good games, but...
Well, yeah, because Joe Burrow was in a I have to put the team on my back or else vibe where obviously Goff has more weapons around him. But the only other one I was going to ask you guys about was...
Coach of the Year.
Sure, Coach of the Year.
Oh, I thought that's what you were going to say.
No, that's not what
What
I
was
was
it
gonna
then?
Oh yeah, I heard on a podcast earlier they were asking what player do you think will improve the least?
What player do I think will improve the least?
Just from last season?
Yeah, so I'll give you my answer. I think that it will be Jaden Daniels.
That was kind of where I was thinking.
What a cop-out answer. I bet that's
You think
exactly
it's a
why.
cop-out answer?
Yeah, because that's why that podcast brought it up. Because that's not a new topic, but you take who the fuck surprised you last year and go, what are the chances they're gonna do that same shit again? Naturally, it's Jaden Daniels up here and everybody else down here.
That's why I gave that example because I think it's the most obvious.
Right. I mean, like, could Bo Nix be there?
Bo
too?
Nix is in that conversation.
Yeah. I mean, like
Saquon is in that conversation.
Yeah.
I think C.J. Stroud could unfortunately be in that conversation.
I think he already was last year.
Declined.
Yeah.
I think he does better.
That's why I think it's a kind of. I think he could get worse.
Oh God. Could Russell Wilson get any worse in?
I don't know.
In New York,
Russell Wilson. Honestly, he's been an annoying quarterback for a long time, but Russell Wilson at the Giants is just like 10 times more disgusting.
Yeah. You'll probably say Justin Herbert, but whatever.
What's to improve when you haven't been proven anything?
The guy has a ton of passing
I liked
yards.
your little head pop when you said that.
The guy has,
Individual awards, cool, man.
well, I mean, that's kind of what it is. That's what we're talking about is how individually one performs. Yeah. So
just say I want white quarterbacks back without saying I want white quarterbacks back. Jesus Christ.
Does Christian McCaffrey...
Christian McCaffrey wins comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
You think so?
Absolutely.
All right.
Until he gets hurt week 6, and then I'll swallow that.
And then, but it's week 1. You say
Here's
the
a hot
crazy
take.
shit.
Here's a hot take that I have. Sam Darnold doesn't decline. Has the same successful season that he had with Minnesota. They just did. I saw a side by side without showing who the players were. Passing yards, touchdowns, completion percentage, quarterback rating, and interceptions. Darnold fucking had like 36 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Mahomes had 25 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. 400 more yards for Darnold. Everyone thought it was Allen.
Right.
I think Darnold, with better pieces around him and technically a better defense, I think he meets the same performance that he did last year, if not better.
I mean, it was an incredible deal by Seattle to trade away Geno, get draft capital, and then pull in Darnold at the same time.
I think
amazing.
Darnold not necessarily gets better, but equals his performance. I hate to say this because it's kind of like a hotter take where like, oh, he has a better quarterback. The person that I would say doesn't perform the same as Bowers. I need him to because I fucking took him.
Yeah.
But he's not flying. I know that Geno's better than Aiden McConnell. I know that. But he's not flying under the radar anymore. Everyone knows what Brock Bowers can do. and there's no one else to blanket but him. I think he serves more as a decoy.
Amari Cooper's back.
I mean, it's the Amari that we got with Cleveland. It's the Amari that it's not the same.
Amari Cooper and
I love
Cleveland.
Amari Cooper, but the thing is, like when Brock Bowers put up the numbers that he did last year, it was because Devontae Adams was there. And no one knew that Brock Bowers was going to be the Tony Gonzalez or the Travis Kelce.
The Raiders are going to be a compelling team to follow. I don't know if they're going to be any good. They're doubtful they will be. They're at plus 2,200 even win the division.
The word for them is interesting.
Interesting. But, I mean, you've got the Pete Carrolls. You've got the Geno Smith. You've got the Ashton Genty. You've got, like...
Maximus Crosby.
You know, Max Crosby. So I mean, like, you know, they might not be good, but they might be interesting.
I agree. I want Brock Bowers to have the same fucking year, if not better.
Hey, fun.
You
Fun
still
fact.
got to get
Fun
that
size,
microphone
fun
up,
size.
bro.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew, Kansas City Chief.
Yeah, how about that?
But just a fun fact for you.
Just a fun fact.
That alone is the biggest sign that they're back in a fucking Super Bowl.
I take everything I said back.
Anything NFL? I mean, we could break down this match,
No.
you know, but I think that like
Let's just get to it.
my betting style, I believe, will lean more towards the unders. I will probably bet more the under than the over on games, just again, kind of following that theory of offenses not being as much as defenses might be.
So right now we just have 2 bets guaranteed that you're going to place.
Yes.
And it's a 2 divisional ones.
Correct.
Okay.
At official IJMS, follow us if you want to see our degenerate takes there. So
Or if you
we'll
want
have
to
those.
kiss or something.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, the
Kiss is fun.
final thing that I want to talk about, which I teased at the very beginning of the show, Kawhi Leonard is an absolute fraud, and we get a chance to just see it there. If you haven't seen the story, let me debrief this for you, is that there is a company named Aspiration that filed for bankruptcy recently because someone...
Energy drinks.
Yeah, had committed fraud, and so then they filed this chapter whatever bankruptcy, revealing their books, and then they see that this environmental company that should be planting trees and saving the environment had a number of people that were on their books, including from a marketing and endorsement standpoint. One of the biggest endorser is none other than Kawhi Leonard and his company. And then Pablo Torre, who did the investigating on this, found that the $28 million, $7 million every year for the last 4 years that Kawhi has been getting has never once mentioned, liked, tweeted, endorsed, appeared, mentioned anything ever related to this company. And what Pablo Torre is alleging or pointing to is that this is Steve Ballmer and the Los Angeles Clippers finding a way to circumvent the salary cap to pay Kawhi Leonard more on top of, and I have a hard time disagreeing with the facts that are just staring at us right in the face.
I mean, why haven't people done this before?
Because it's illegal or
So
against the
what?
rules.
It's illegal.
So what?
Well, so what-
This seems to be like the most obvious thing to do.
Right. I
Yeah,
mean,
are
this
we
is-
really mad at this?
This is the briefcase
Yeah,
of money or the,
but, like,
the duffel
no.
bag of money.
I know
Who
you're. I
gives a
know
shit?
you're.
I
in your
do.
Cynical
Salary
era,
caps are
whatever. But like,
fake.
who gives a fuck? Why are you mad at this? This is like. You're like the hotel
Because it's
front
cheating.
desk attendant going, "Hey, can you hook me up with a bigger room? The cameras are here.
It's
I can't do it."
cheating. It is cheating, and it's
You're
for
a
a guy,
klepto.
and it's for
You're
that's
cheating.
it
Jesus
is for
Christ.
a guy who has not played. I mean, sure, he appeared in a few games at the end of the season last year, but it's for a guy who has never attempted to even try to play a meaningful season because he's injured. And who am I to debate that?
But the owner wanted to pay him, which to me is like cool. Keep paying your guy.
Why should he deny it? Because it's circumventing the salary cap and it's cheating. I think that what should happen to the Clippers is you don't even take away draft picks because they very clearly don't give a shit about draft picks because they're going after big names here. They should, and I'm not calling for the death penalty on Steve Ballmer like some are, but I think that what you have to do is you have to make it even harder for them to be financially constrained somehow, where you have to mess around with the salary cap and the apron that only affects them, so that then they're hit on the back end from a financial perspective.
I think you can see in our faces that you really teased this up with the real passion of the target Karen.
It's ridiculous,
and
though. I know that you guys don't care, but people should care about this.
But naturally, I think.
What do you mean, people?
Yeah, what do you mean?
You people.
Like humans?
You people should care about this.
Let the guy get paid who gives a fuck.
It is,
go to Target and file your complaint.
Cheating. It is cheating.
Cheating what?
Because what if he went somewhere else? What if someone else could have? You're
telling me.
He goes there because they give him an extra $30 million.
Let me address the cheating part. Where's Ballmer? Is Ballmer stealing the money from somewhere else to give to him?
No,
it's Ballmer's fucking money.
It's his money.
So
you
stay the fuck out of people's pockets. Who gives a shit?
Because, are you serious?
Is anyone else suffering from him getting that money?
That's not the point.
That is the point. That would be
0% the point. The point is that you're finding a backdoor way to pay a guy more money while other people are trying to play within the rules. And now you've got the guy who's the 6th richest man in the world, and you're having to compete against that?
What are
not
those rules? The only way I would have a problem with
this is a ridiculous. The fact that
it's ridiculous because no one agrees with you.
No, it's ridiculous because you don't seem to understand that there's rules that you have to play within.
We understand it. No one agrees with you.
You just don't agree with following the rules.
Okay, first of all, if that money is being taken away from someone, then I would get people having a problem with it.
No one's stealing
that money is
money.
not being stolen from someone to be given to them. That money is not being taken away from an organization or anything to be given to them.
If all 32 or 30 teams are trying to play within the same ballpark, and then this one guy is trying to buy these players in such a way, being like, "Hey, here's your duffel bag of stuff," that's cheating.
And now it's out in the open.
Yeah.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I suppose so.
God, talk about finding something so minuscule to cry about.
Wow.
I mean, it's definitely not minuscule.
It's not minuscule by any stretch.
It is.
I understand your blasé reaction.
It's such a Karen take, though.
Oh my!
It is such a Karen take.
You know that I disliked Kawhi already, so you're saying, "Oh, this is you're just dunking on this guy, so to speak."
Yeah, sure. I have absolutely zero.
Miguel pouring gas on a fire.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This
what else?
Never
would I do,
done.
right?
Never done
It's
that.
not like I would just not disagree with them.
Fail to see the gravity of the situation.
In fact, I was talking to Miguel earlier, and he was appalled.
Yeah.
But since
I'm so dumb, there's just no way that I actually comprehend the argument, and I'm just pouring gas on the fire because I'm so stupid. I don't understand
is that
it.
he's just wasting his money. They're not going to go anywhere other than maybe the first round.
Honestly, that's the real take from this. Is Steve Ballmer's a dummy?
he paid $2 billion for the Clippers at the time, which was an insane thing to do.
You're mad at the wrong part of this.
He's just spending so much money, and he's getting not a good ROI. So that's his fault.
Well,
it's good to be back.
It's great to be back.
What a great first episode, ending it in a Target complaint.
Hey, we have to go because I've got to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty with my wife tonight. So
you could have left that out. I watched that, but I wasn't going to reveal that.
Let's new episodes. Team Anti-Belly, by the way.
Okay, clear eyes.
Can't lose. Jesus.
Belly.